Hello, my name is Haksha Kekani. This is my demonstration for task 3.1p, arrays and list. In this program, I completed 10 tasks that demonstrates array, loops, user inputs, a list, two-dimensional arrays and method in C language. I will explain each task and show the output produced by the program. First, here in task 1, I created a double array with a size of 10. I manually assigned values from 1.0 to 1.9 to each element. After assigning the values, I printed every element using a console.writeline. And then here my output will be like my array 0 and it will show from 1.2 to 1.9. Now here in task 2 I created an integer array with 10 elements. I used a for loop to store values from 0 to 9 into the array. I then used another for loop to print all elements. So now here in for integer I is equals to 0, the length property is used, so the loop automatically runs through the entire array. Then here is my output for task 2. Then in task 3 I created an array containing student marks. I used a loop to calculate the total marks. And then after calculating the total, I calculated the average by dividing the total by the number of elements. Then I converted total to double so that the average includes decimal values if necessary. And this will show the output for task 3. In task 4, I created a string array with 6 positions. The user enters 6 student names using console.readline, and then after storing the names, another loop prints all names. So here I have given the code as student names is equals to console.readline, and then it will enter the 6. We need to enter 6 names and it will show the 6 names which we have entered. Then this one is important. In this task 5, the user enters 10 numbers. These numbers are stored inside a double array. A while loop is used to collect 10 inputs from the user. So here I initially assume the first number is both the largest and the smallest value, and below if number is greater than current largest. If a larger value is found, current largest is updated. And similarly, if a smaller value is found, current smallest is updated. And here is the output for task 5. Then in task 6, I created a two-dimensional array with 3 rows and 4 columns. Integer 2D arrays. I used nested loops to print all values row by row. So here in for integer row is equals to 0 and row two direction array dot get length 0, and for integer column as I have to do for row and column both. So this is how the coding is used for two-dimensional arrays, and here is the output. Then after in task 7, I used a list of strings instead of an array. So here list string students is equals to new list string, and then a random which is equals to new random. So integer random number is equals to random dot next, which is 1 and 13. Random number 1 and 12 is generated. The program then created that many students' names and then it stores in the list. Then the add method inserts new item into the list, wherein I have added students.add, and below is the output for this task. Then in task 8, I created a method called palindrome. The method checks whether an integer array reads the same from the beginning and the end. Also here the loop, I have used the for loop, and the loop only checks half of the array because every element is compared with its matching element from the opposite side. And if statement, if any values are different, the method returns false, so otherwise it returns true. And here is the output showing palindrome is equals to true. Then after, in task 9, I created a method called merge. Before merging, the method checks whether both lists are already sorted or not. So I have used a merge statement for a list A and list B. So if statement goes for list A, and if a list is not sorted, the method returns null. And then the add range method combines both lists into a new list, which is showing merge.addRange list A, merge.addRange list B. And then merge.sort. After combining the list, sort is used to arrange all values in ascending order. This is exactly what this code does, and here is the output for task 9. Then in task 10, I created a method called array conversion. The method receives a two-dimensional array and extracts only the odd numbers. So here I first create a list that will store all odd numbers, as it has given odd numbers, which is equals to new list, and then used a for loop. The array is processed here column by column, and then it comes the row. For each column, every row is being checked. So here I'll get if statement is being also used, the modulo operator checks whether a number is odd or not, and then odd numbers dot add. So every odd number is added to the list, and the final code will be written odd numbers to array. So the list is converted into an array and written to the main program, and it will show the output here for task 10.